Hello, everybody, and welcome to the most watched channel and show on the planet and the known universe. Today, we have a very special show for everybody and everything, which I didn't schedule in advance. But yeah, we are here anyway.
Because
With
you suck.
True. Uh, and I have as a guest here a very well known thinker and philosopher of our time, whom the world speaks of without even knowing it. Uh, and that is Michael Jones, otherwise known as Inspiring Philosophy or IP. And I have been telling him to create a show called IP Every Day or IP Daily. Not sure if he's going to listen to that. But hey, what's up, Mike?
I won't. I'll just say that right out. But
Ah,
I'm
come on.
glad to be here.
Yeah.
Going to talk about some aliens or Jinn or whatever the hell we're talking about.
Jaliens. Let's go with Jaliens.
The Jaliens? No, that sounds like some sort of Jewish alien they'll use. I don't know if we can do that.
A,
It
anyway,
was uh it
we'll
was Mel
figure
Brooks. He did a skit called Jews in Space one time. Made me think of that.
it. This is so strange. We're talking about Jinns now. Meanwhile, there's this whole Israel Hamas thing going on, where, of course, everyone knows that the Jews are controlling the weather, and they also have space lasers, which makes it all very curious. Like, why are they bombing Gaza when they could just use space lasers to take out their targets with deliberation and precision? But anyway, uh, together with the weather control and the space lasers, today we're going to talk about the Jinns
The
who
Jinn.
built the pyramids and who also recently appeared in Miami.
It makes perfect sense. I mean, that's what you do. You build pyramids and then you invade the Miami Mall. That just flows. And I trust Ali Dawah. He wouldn't lie to us. So this makes total sense. I mean, what else could be the explanation behind the Miami Mall incident? It's got to be the Jinn.
That's a perfectly good
And
explanation, and
I
that
I
should
know
be
why. I know why. I saw a documentary one time on Jinn. And I'm pretty sure what happened is that somebody went to the furniture store at the mall and accidentally rubbed one of the lamps, and out came the Jinn. And I saw this documentary one time about a guy from Agrabah who was in a cave. He did the same thing, and out popped dancing, talking Jinn. So it makes perfect sense.
Oh, that documentary is called Aladdin or something like that.
Aladdin, yeah. So
Oh yeah,
somebody, I don't know,
yeah.
full story, but yes, totally accurate. As accurate as any Ali Dawah video.
That's actually scientifically proven. Yeah, that is actually a documentary. All right. Um, are you willing and ready and able to watch with me the footage of Alidawa showing to us all that there are indeed jinns at play?
Yeah, let's just recap what kind of happened is that there was a bunch of kids shooting fireworks off at the mall. The Miami police didn't know what was going on. It sounded like bombs were going off, so they called like a citywide alert to all the officers to get to the mall, figure out what's going on. Everyone online, being very reasonable and patient people, reacted and then came to the conclusion aliens. There's no other reason that all the cops in Miami would show up at the mall. It had to be aliens. And so they found some blurry footage of some people walking, and they said, "There's the alien. It's there. It's always blurry footage." And so now everyone is freaking out. And now, luckily, the Dawagandist, like Ali, is going to explain to us, no, it's not aliens. It's actually Jinn. So that's what's going on, everyone. I hope you enjoy.
But how do you explain this, IP? How do you explain this footage? Like you can see here very clearly that there are lots of police cars here in Miami, lots of police vehicles, and of course, rightly, everybody who reacted to this on uh, the advanced scientific platform TikTok and the other platform X rightly pointed out that never ever would so many police cars appear to a big fight or chaos or whatever it's described, which is clear proof. Also, looking at this footage here, which shows something blurry here, it clearly shows that there are aliens. So,
Really.
and one of those aliens is actually standing next to the police car, and the police is completely ignoring it, as we can see here. Uh,
Absolutely. And I think this is just clear proof that aliens are actually blurry. It's not the camera. It's like we should be really worried. There's an out of focus species out there that might be invading our Earth.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So now that we have established that these are indeed aliens and jinns at the same time, do you want to look at what Alidawa says about this whole thing?
Oh, I am ready to be educated on this by the master himself. So let's dive into Ali Dawa's insanely good treatment of this.
What's funny is you have a lot of people going like, oh, "There's aliens, there are aliens," and then Alidawa comes in and he's like, "No, no, 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 no! Don't be stupid, people. It's not aliens.
Stupid?
It's not aliens. It's jinns."
Come on, totally. Come on, come on. Obviously, this is what Jinn do. They just always are invading malls. Come on, everyone knows that.
All right, let's see this.
My dad's a police officer in Miami. Hey, did you have you been seeing the alien stuff? Did you see that?
What in the hell is this audio quality? It's making my ears hurt.
Bayside?
What?
Are you serious?
Uh-oh.
Defend against the rapid spread of mycoplasma.
Oh, we got his ad. This is his ad.
White lung disease using blood.
Okay. It's good that
That
for a
is-
change, he's not doing advertisement for Viagra. That's what he usually does. Okay.
Alaikum. Don't forget to use my discount, brothers and sisters and dear friends. What's going on in Miami and Florida for those who are living there?
Jinns.
Jinn. Obviously.
Case closed.
No other explanation.
Jinns.
There's a couple of videos we're going to see, inshallah, and react to. There have been claims and eyewitnesses who have seen some kind of creatures that look like shadows, who are like solid, it looks like a shadow, but it's like a solid being or whatever it's for that matter, who have been seen by multiple people, tall. What on earth is this? And what does Islam have to say about this? Here are some eyewitness testimonies who were on the ground, and hundreds of police officers were sent there, apparently saying there was some kind of a fight between that. But I don't know how that correlates with people saying that they saw these objects. What are they? Are they jinns? Let's see for ourselves.
Hundreds of police.
Well, I have an answer to that. It is
a metaphysical matter.
as as our dear friend Farid response would call it. Yeah. So far, everything sounds reasonable, right? IP?
Totally. I mean, some people have said it. We don't know who these people are. We don't know how many, but he heard it on TikTok that people said it was accurate. Therefore, this is pretty legit. There's no other explanation going on here.
That's good. That's good. Okay, that's good.
Officers, helicopters, and more showed up for a call that allegedly was teenagers fighting with sticks. That's what they are telling us happened. But have you ever seen a police response like this for a fight? What if the truth is so sinister that once it gets out there?
Have you ever seen a police response like this?
Yeah, I'm the son of a state trooper. My dad was a cop for 25 years. This is the kind of stuff that happens sometimes. I mean, when cops show up on a scene, they don't know all the details. And so with this incident at the Miami Mall, there was a group, several kids setting off fireworks that, if you're a cop, you don't know if that's a bomb. You don't know if this is a gang war going on. You don't know what's going on. So you make a call. Hey, sounds like there's some sort of like explosions going off. There could be some shooting. There could be people dying. We don't know. So yeah, you're going to call a pretty big, citywide response to this kind of thing. You can look at it like what happened with 9/11 in 2001. I mean, like, I got sent home from school in the suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I mean, like, there weren't any planes that were going to attack Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, let alone the tiny town of Cannonsburg. But everyone just sort of like overreacts when something initially happens. It makes perfect sense for you to hear what could sound like explosions or gunshots. And you go, all units come in. That makes total sense.
Yeah. That reminds me of my wife telling me when when we first when we were talking a long time ago, she told me that 9/11 was kind of strange and unreal, and everyone took everything very, very seriously. So far that she, living in a small town in the Midwest, experienced their increasing police presence, increasing security measurements for possible acts of terrorism and stuff like that. Like something which when you think about it, it doesn't make much sense. Like, why would any international terrorist group attack something here? But yeah, the initial reaction to such things can be very, very, very big.
Oh yeah, that's all that's going on here. Is you heard a bunch of explosions, a bunch of kids running around. You're gonna call units. You don't know how many people are involved. You don't know what's going on. This is a normal type of response you would expect in this type of situation from police officers.
That's wonderful, wonderful, powerful.
Pandora's box will forever be open. It's said that 7 to 10 foot tall creatures cloaked like something from a Predator movie and appearing as shadows was in that mall. People
Who?
inside were firing.
Wait, who said that?
Who said there were 10? Like, people are just saying this. Who?
And appearing as shadows was in that mall.
Okay,
All right.
Creatures cloaked like something from a Predator movie and appearing as
They can project things that look real and lifelike, kind of like a hologram. Someone was testing it out and seeing what the public's response to it would be. More of this will happen to try to control and fool people. But if you know that it is happening and know how it works, what in the hell?
Who are these people? Like, okay. First of all, let's get something clear here. I've actually I know I'm not saying I'm like a detective or anything, but I've actually over the past few years, detective IP every day. I've been reading a lot on when eyewitness testimonies are reliable or unreliable, and people that are following me know why I've been doing that. One of the times eyewitness testimonies are the least reliable is in this very incident when there is panic, when you're in an unfamiliar place, when you're around people you don't know, when weapons are involved. If weapons are involved, eyewitness testimony is not as reliable. Why? Everyone's focusing on the weapon. If you're hearing an explosion or something that sounds like a gunshot, that's all you're thinking about. So if you're running out of the mall around a lot of people you don't know, you very well may be seeing shadows. You may be seeing shapes that, because your eyes in that situation have gone into survival mode. There's a monster behind every corner. You got to be ready because you're in survival mode. You need to get away from everything. So you're going to start seeing things just so you run in the safest direction possible. This makes perfect sense. I do think people probably saw shadows at this mall because they were in a panic mode and they were just seeing a monster or a person everywhere they were turning because they were in total panic.
I often see shadows too. Like when I'm walking outside, for example, I often, like when I look down and it's sunny outside, I often see shadows as well. Yeah.
That's incredible. That's a Jinn.
Yeah.
There's no other. That's a Jinn on the ground. Is it on the ground when you see the shadow?
Usually, yeah. Except when I walk past buildings, I also see the shadow on buildings, which is Jinn. Yeah, clearly.
Jinn like buildings. We all know that.
Yeah. As shadows was in that mall. People inside were firing gunshots at these creatures, and everyone was so scared that nobody could even pull out a phone to record. They would
Whoa!
How convenient, huh? What a coincidence! Nobody was able to take their phone out and take a video of it because it was so scary. Oh my god! Wow!
Like there have been people recording all sorts of crazy stuff over the past. Remember that woman on the plane who was saying that motherfucker's not real, kind of that lady. That was all being recorded. You're being to tell me that there was no one at the mall who was recording. No one,
single person. Nobody was recording it. They were all terrified. They were all scared. They were all running for their lives, which is why nobody was able to record it. This makes perfect sense. I don't know why you're doubting this at all. Yeah.
It's clearly Jinn.
Was in fight or flight mode, and they was flighting. But this man later recorded the truth. Watch this.
They was flighting.
That's what he just said, right?
They was flighting. I love that line. That's what I'm going to use when the next time Daniel Kikichi runs away from a debate from you. I'll be like, he was flighting.
They was flighting.
A few shadows, but they were solid at the same time, and it almost looked like they was coming our direction, like they was chasing us, but they was disappearing and reappearing closer. So I'm like, yo, what? So we start really moving. Next thing you know, we start hearing more gunshots, like these dudes start fighting.
So guys,
okay, that is apparently he says that there were shadows, but they were also solid, and they were approaching us, but also not, and then firing and stuff like that. And this, of course, seems like solid testimony from what appears to be a well-renowned scientist named Jack on TikTok. We also have Jill on TikTok, who is also a renowned scientist.
Well, this guy is Night God 333. That seems pretty legit, and that's Randy W. Stover. So how could this not be?
Ah.
But I mean, who are these people? You know when that the lady on the plane when she was like, "That guy's not real." Tiffany's her name. When that thing came out,
That's not what she said. She didn't say that guy's not real.
That motherfucker's not real, or whatever she said.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
There was a guy on TikTok who came out and said, "That was me." He's got like face tattoos. He's got like, red hair, and he's into the Masons. And he's like, "That was me, guys. I was the person on the plane." Then a few weeks later, he came out and said, "I was just joking. It wasn't me. Stop calling my house and stalking me, everyone. It wasn't actually me." So
wasn't me.
Sometimes when this kind of crap happens, people get on board because of the attention. It's just, everyone's doing it. This is a good way to get attention. Why not? People have something to gain from it. It's not like anyone's going to be, persecuted or killed for talking about this stuff. Mostly they're going to get sort of praise from this kind of stuff. So, I mean, a lot of this is just ridiculous to people are just like, but latching onto it because it's, it's sensationalist. But there's nothing here, right? It's people are just using their platform. That's awesome.
I just had to update my thumbnail here, so I put this up because I thought it makes perfect sense.
That makes 100% sense.
Like this idiot comes here and says aliens, and he's like, "No, Jinns." Yeah.
So we start really moving. Next thing you know, we start hearing more gunshots. Like these dudes start fighting.
So, guys, you saw that for yourself. SubhanAllah. In Islam, we have explanation.
SubhanAllah. Yep. Allah is huge. That's the conclusion here.
To a lot of this stuff. Why? Because we believe in Islam that jinn kind exist. They exist. They are supernatural beings that we cannot see.
What is that?
That jinn kind.
Oh yeah. So you see, this is another authentic photo taken from.
That's from the Miami Mall. That was one of the. That was one of the teenagers using a firework to shoot one of the jinns on the back of one of those mechanical horses outside of the Target and Walmart that used to happen in the 90s. That's what that is.
Yeah. This is a very legitimate photo taken with somebody took it with a stick because they couldn't take their phone out because they were so scared. But they had a stick ready which they grabbed somewhere, so they took a photo with that, and this is the result of it.
That makes sense.
Jinn, yeah.
Exist. They exist. They are supernatural beings that we cannot see with a naked eye. They come in the form of snakes, sometimes dogs. Sometimes they are like the Prophet, peace be upon him, said they can fly around like the wind, etc. They can go from place to place easily because we know that in the Quran, when Ifrit, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the jinns who worked for Sulaiman alayhi salam, and he went and got to the throne in an instant. He said, "Before you get up on your seat, I will have it here." So some of them have these abilities.
Dude. Sometimes I'm so confused how people like these get so popular. I mean, can you see the lack of communication skills here? Like he's putting something on the screen and then rambling words that are barely, you can barely understand, and then
slow down.
Nobody knows what actually happened.
Ifrit, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the jinns who worked for Sulaiman alayhi salam, and he went and got to the throne in an instant.
He went and got the throne. That's what the Quran and because the Quran says it, we know it's true. So that's what happened.
One mighty jinn responded, "I can bring it to you before you rise from this council of yours, and I am quite strong and trustworthy for this task."
This is what
maybe that's where the jinn went. He's like, "I know we're a good place. There's a mall in the future. I'll go get it there." And then it's they're time traveling jinn, even that.
Yeah. Well, jinns do a lot of very, very amazing things, and as he rightly pointed out, some jinns also come in the form of snakes. But some jinns might also be Muslims that might be, just going around pretending to be snakes. So you always have to be careful. Always have to be very, very careful. That's what. Yeah.
Some jinn can even sing and sound a little bit like Robin Williams. You could consider that.
Yeah. That's indeed true. In fact, there are some rumors that Tupac and Elvis were jinns, which is why they so mysteriously died and are still
Shut
ruling
up.
the
No,
world.
did they really say that? Did the Muslims really say that?
No, I just made that up. But
Oh, okay, that'd be amazing. I wouldn't see. That's the thing. They say such weird things sometimes. I'm like, did a Muslim really make that argument? Because I could see them saying that.
yeah, that sounds very, very much like. I mean, I'm giving people ideas right now. They might even adopt this and start this whole conspiracy theory. Yeah. Wait, why is my wife saying Christina Aguilera was a jinn?
Is a jinn? She's still around. She still is a jinn.
Yeah, but why is she a jinn? I don't understand. But that makes sense.
You don't. She told us in her songs. She was a jinn in a bottle. Coincidence? I think not.
Now I understand. Now I understand. Okay, I completely missed the reference here. Funny.
That's clearly what that's about. Please don't think about anything else. That's only what it's about.
That's one of the very few songs of hers that I actually know, and I couldn't even think of it. So, yeah. Fantastic.
Said, before you get up on your seat, I would have it here. So some of them have these abilities. So we are told that, subhanAllah, that they exist. They live in a different realm. Allah tells us in the Quran that He created mankind and jinn for no other reason except to worship Him. Their purpose is to worship God Almighty. They live like us. They have like opinions like us. They have decisions making factors like us. They are disbeliever ones and believers ones. Those who believe.
Stop.
And they also, just like us, like to go shopping. That's why they were small. That's the only explanation. They were like, you know what? We let Christmas deals are over, but there might be some sort of like New Year's deals. Let's just go.
This is why always why on Black Friday, when there are huge sales, there's a lot of chaos that occurs, in stores where people trample each other and fight over what to get and not to get and all that. And one of the issues, so one of the reasons that happens is that jinns are there to grab all the good products when there's a big discount, and they then cause chaos, make everyone fight, while they themselves quickly grab and steal all the products that are on discount, which doesn't make sense because they could just steal them anyway. They didn't have to wait for a discount, but still, that's what's happening. Yeah,
it makes total sense. I mean, it's definitely making more sense whatever Ali Dal was saying.
Yeah, and by that standard, yeah, that's very fair. Yes.
And the Prophet, peace be upon him, said from Abdullah bin Masud or Abdullah bin Abbas, if I'm not mistaken, that every human being is appointed a jinn, which calls you to certain desires or whatever it may be. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was asked even...
This is also one of the photos from the mall, by the way.
I got my very own jinn, and it's not granted me any wishes? This is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You see? That's how it is.
Appointed a jinn, which calls you to certain desires or whatever it may be. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was asked, even you? He said, even mine, but mine has been made to submit by Allah. And some of the Mufassirin say that this means that the jinn that is appointed to him became a Muslim or submitted for that matter. So we believe in these things and they are a reality.
This is very funny. Look at this here. This here is a hadith, a report about snakes. Sahih Muslim, authentic, reliable. Here it says about snakes. Muhammad said, there is a group of jinns in Medina who accepted Islam. So he who would see anything from these occupants should warn him 3 times. He's talking about snakes. Warn the snakes 3 times. And if he appears after that, he should kill him, for he is a Satan. So what is happening here is that the people are complaining about snakes, and some of them are killing snakes, his followers. And Muhammad is like, hold on, there's something very important here that we need to address. Jinns are good and evil, neutral, just like you and me. But there are some jinns here with whom I have communicated because I am the prophet of Allah, messenger of Allah. I have communicated with them and I have preached to them Islam, and they have accepted Islam. So when you see snakes, there's a very high likelihood that those snakes are jinns. The problem is when you see some of those snakes, it might be that they are Muslims. Those snakes could be Muslim jinns. Therefore, when you see a snake, warn it. Say, oh jinn, oh snake, by Allah, I urge you not to come here again. And then a second time and a third time. If they still come after that, you're supposed to kill them because they might be Satan. Of course, by that time it might be too late because that snake might bite you and kill you or something like that. But I don't know. But that's basically what's happening here. Yeah.
In Islam, are jinn just not like fallen angels? Or are they like another like thing entirely?
Yeah, they okay, yeah. Time to be serious for 1 second. uh, the funny thing is, I made a video about jinns a long time ago about how jinns are this special thing in Islam. The problem is, uh, so Islam is very disconnected from Abrahamic religion altogether.
Mm-hmm.
From Islam, from Abrahamic tradition, Abrahamic scripture. Muslims don't have the Bible, they don't read the Bible, they reject it, and so on. And Islam adopted a lot of things from pre-Islamic Arab polytheism. And in pre-Islamic Arab polytheism, in pre-Islamic Arab mythology, jinns were believed to be certain fire beings, beings made out of fire, uh, which roam the desert, which come out at night and do different things like, I don't know, stealing people's belongings, kidnapping people, killing people, raping people, and things like that. Yeah, I'm not joking. So
Hmm.
and so in pre-Islamic Arabia, people believed in such strange things because they were, not very informed. Then after Islam, when Islam arrived, finally, when those people converted to Islam, they still believed in those insane things because they were not very well informed. uh, so that's what happens. And which is why in Islam there are these creatures named jinns, and they are indeed not angels that are fallen. They are separate beings created
Oh.
from fire by Allah, from smokeless
Uh-huh.
fire by Allah. Yeah, that's what happens. And this is not unique to Arabia, by the way. You had like different cultures at the same time or prior to that in the northern parts of Europe. The Scandinavian, the Nordic
Mhm.
people believed that in the forests there are all kinds of
The
you know
Fae.
yeah, all kinds of scary beings, which is why you should not go into the forests on your own or at night. Other cultures believed in different things. To the Arabs, the vast desert was a very scary place to look at and to be at night, which is why they made all kinds of mythologies about those things. And they also explained why some things disappear by saying jinns come and steal them. In fact, there is a hadith about that, which I should bring up. Is there something you wanted to say, IP?
No, that makes sense. It just seems so. It's just like they're like a whole nother race entirely. So that's completely different. So interesting because in like the Judeo-Christian tradition, specifically in Christianity, there are no like jinn. There's just fallen angels that are like demons. But I mean, like the actual Christian eschatology is that most of them should be like dealt with at this point because as like the kingdom of Christianity spreads, there's less activity of that kind of stuff. And like they're much smarter than this. They don't just show up at the mall. Like they're supposed to be just like tempters, but like they're not gonna like actively like go shopping or something like that.
Oh yeah, they do go shopping. They probably also have their own shopping malls, which we cannot see because
They're in Agrabah. Sure they are.
um, so people who are not familiar with the culture might not understand this very well, but Muslims actually do learn that jinns have the parallel universe or parallel world uh, among us, and they have their own world, their own food, their own places of gathering and things like that, and it's some crazy stuff. But here is another funny hadith which I brought up, and I actually use this as an argument to kind of argue that Islam is false, because this is an authentic hadith attributed to Muhammad and also hinted at in the Quran. It says, the Prophet said, cover your utensils and tie your water skins and close your doors and keep your children close to you at night, as the jinns spread out at such time and snatch things away. When you go to bed, put out your lights, for the mischief doer, i.e., the rat, may drag away the wick of the candle and burn the dwellers of the house. Atta said the devils instead of the jinns. But other reports again say this is about the jinns. So Muhammad explained that at night, there is a time when the jinns come out and they roam around and they might steal your belongings, which is why you should cover everything up. This is how they explained why some people or some children disappear or some belongings disappear. This would imply that this indeed happens all the time. Jinns come at a certain time and take things or take kids away. Now, here's the interesting thing. In today's time, we have cameras places. Has anyone ever seen footage of something starting to float and disappear randomly?
Yes, I just saw it at the mall. That big blurry object was walking by the cop cars. That's where it's been. So we got him. Got him.
Yeah.
there was a comedian many years ago named Mitch Hedberg. He was like, I actually think Bigfoot is blurry, which makes it even more scary. There's an out of focus monster running around the woods. Maybe it's the same with the Jinn. There's just these out of focus monsters, and that's why we can't ever get them on camera.
That's pretty good. Hey, actually, I want to bring up something here which you might find kind of funny. Uh, this is a video that I never forget.
What I want to
This guy is talking about jinns.
mention
Oh, boy.
is jinn possession. To begin with, let's look at why do jinn possess people. It's important to note that jinn possession is a reality. There are those who deny it. However, it has been agreed upon by the consensus of the scholars, and it's something that can be sensed as well. So, jinn possess people for three main reasons.
The reason number one is a fantastic reason. This is what I always think of.
Number one, out of love. Number one, out of love. So jinn, they fall in love with people. And this is extremely important for our sisters especially.
You see immediately where this goes, right?
I'll have you know, Jinn, I am a very attractive man out there, and you have not fallen in love with this. I am offended. You know what? I don't need you, Jinn. You can't fall in love with this. Not interested anymore. I'm already upset.
Carfer said ginology, but
maybe this guy has been possessed by jinn, and that's his explanation. I'm sorry, Muslims. I'm just so damn hot. That's why they keep possessing me, ladies.
Oh, hi, White Lily. Nice to have you here, and Carfer and everybody else. What's funny is, here's Ayatollah Khamenei, who's always here. He says, "Hey man, I saw a jinn. He was a real cool customer, Jack." Joseph Robinette Biden. So the funny thing is, so this video starts out funny, and he says they possess people because they fall in love. And this is especially important for our sisters, he says, as you can hear here.
Of course.
Unfortunately, as funny as it is, it immediately descends into that place of turning some very stupid idea here into an authoritarian way of policing women. And you can see it very clearly in what he will say now about women.
With people. And this is extremely important for our sisters especially. So for example, you're leaving the house and you're not wearing the correct hijab. You're not properly covered. Or you are wearing a lot of makeup and you have beautified yourself and you're leaving the home. Then don't forget that there are other creations besides men. There are men who are going to look at you. But at the same time, a jinn may fall in love with you. And this is something very, very common.
It's very common.
Why is this religion so obsessed with making sure men don't have to practice any self-control? It's always the woman's fault. Hey, ladies, if you get possessed by a jinn, your fault. If you don't sleep with your husband whenever he wants, those angels are going to curse you. If you wear too much makeup, your fault. You know what Jesus said? Hey, guys, if your right eye is causing you to stumble, pluck it out. Like, learn some self-control, damn it.
But in Islam, you're not supposed to. I mean, self-control, of course, yeah. Lower your gaze when you see women out there. But what's more important than lowering your gaze is that those stupid women put on some cover and don't go out of the house when they don't have to, and know their place so that we don't have to lower our gaze because it makes us uncomfortable and we could think of wanting to have sex with them, which is why they should go cover up. That's Islam.
And that if they get possessed by a jinn, that's their fault. They didn't wear enough coverings and wore too much makeup. Clearly their own fault. I mean, no other explanation.
This makes me think of that one song which goes, "You take my self-control, you take my self-control." That's
Could you imagine I can imagine going like, let's say like a literal jinn like possessed my daughter. Well, honey, because he likes you. I mean, come on, don't be shy. He really likes you. Come on.
And these things are normal. It happens to every woman.
Like my
He
mom
likes
was
you.
possessed by Jinn all the time.
It just shows that you're beautiful.
This is a great Yo Mama joke. Yo Mama's so ugly, even the Jinn don't possess her.
A case where a jinn had possessed a sister. She was waiting at the bus stop and the jinn fell in love with her. She was walking through a park and the jinn followed her. She was waiting at the bus stop and the jinn fell in love with her and it actually possessed her. And when they fall in love, they're very, very difficult to remove because their love is like almost a blind type of love. It's like, I would rather die than leave this individual. And it's
This guy knows all about how jinns love, which just shows that he himself might be a jinn. Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he's a actual Jinn just trying to say, listen, guys, it's because we're doing it because we love you so much. It's okay. Just let us in, baby. Come on. Let me inside you.
Tom Taylor said Laura Branigan, Self-Control. Exactly, that's the song I was thinking of. Still one of my favorite songs after all of these years.
very romanticized and
Yeah, so jinns are very romantic guys, and they're like, oh, I love this woman. Look at that. Look, she's walking out there all by herself. We're waiting for a bus, and she has all that makeup on and not even proper hijab. I am in love with that woman, and I'm not gonna leave her. So
I didn't know Jinn were from the deep south. That's interesting.
that's where they are from, actually. Yeah.
If you ever hear banjos, guys, if you're at a bus stop and you hear banjos, you're about to get possessed by a Jinn.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's usually how it works. Yeah, they're very, very horny, and
It's the weirdest thing. Like in Christian tradition, it's you can't really get possessed unless you ask to be possessed. Like if you were like in the occult and you ask, like in Islam, apparently you could just like wear too much makeup and some like demon type creature falls in love with you. It's like that's fascinating.
yeah. Another very beautiful fact, one of my favorite hadiths, actually, which I want to quickly show you to just related to this. Jinns are not the only ones who are uncontrollably horny and who will go after every woman. Muhammad was also the same.
He was a Jinn. He was
yeah.
a Jinn.
It says here, Jabir reported that Allah's messenger saw a woman. So he came to his wife Zainab as she was tanning a leather and had sexual intercourse with her. He then went to his companions and told them, the woman advances and retires in the shape of a devil. So when one of you sees a woman, he should come to his wife, for that will repel what he feels in his heart. Because what he felt in his heart when he saw a woman outside was, oh, that woman, I want to have sex with her. I want to have sex with her so badly. So he had to go home to one of his wives and have sex with that wife. And then he told everyone, women come in the shape of a devil. This is Muhammad.
Powerful stuff right there. Yeah. Totally teaching you about self-control right there. Not just don't look away, try to control yourself. Nope, run home, have sex. It doesn't matter if she's in the middle of something. Just do it.
Yeah, just grab your wife while she's tanning leather and like forget about the leather. Come here. We have something more important.
Pretty sure when you're tanning leather, that makes a pretty atrocious smell.
Yes, that's what lots of people point out, especially back in the day. It was like a very, 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 very bad hygiene work to do. And in the middle of that, of all the sweat and the smell, Muhammad was like, I don't care. I just want to have sex right now. So
Oh. All right, then. You do you, Muhammad.
Mohammed.
If you look at how the pyramids were made and all this kind of stuff, these things cannot be explained naturally. So you can see clearly, brothers and sisters, that it can be that for some reason.
It's the alien thing, just as Jinn. We don't know how the pyramids were built, therefore, Jinn. Like Islam is true. Like,
it's funny how this last. Let's see, how long is this?
So we believe in these things, and they are a reality. If you look at how the pyramids were made and all this kind of stuff, these things cannot be explained naturally. So you can see.
Literally 3 seconds. He spent 3 seconds quickly rambling about the pyramids and how we cannot explain. We just don't know. We don't know how they were built. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Clearly, jinns. That's what he did in those 3 seconds. IP, do we not know how the pyramids were built?
Yeah, we know how they were built. We had one of the oldest the oldest papyrus in the world mentions someone named Merer who was delivering goods down the Nile to help with the workers building the pyramid. So it doesn't mention Jinn. It doesn't mention aliens or flotation devices or any of this stuff. It just mentions that they were basically delivering goods to help them. And there are stone quarries right by the pyramids, like the Great Pyramids. We still have those stone quarries. They would cut out the rock. It was an easy form to cut out. And then they would drag them using all sorts of various methods to get it up there. It's not that complicated. There's various theories on how the pyramids were built. One of the ones I remember is that there may have been like the most common view is that they basically built like an internal ramp up the side of the pyramid as they were going up, and then they covered it with bricks as they were coming down. But yeah, the consensus of Egyptologists, and I mean like 99.99% of them, is that humans, paid workers, and the Old Kingdom pyramid period built the pyramids. We know how they were built. They dragged stones up. Case closed.
Now, I have a hard time believing you here, IP, because you are coming here and talking about, I don't know, ancient papyri, sources, Egyptologists, different methods of building something. You're talking about historical sources, anthropology, and all that nonsense. While here we have Al-Dawa credibly telling us we don't know how they put the pyramids and all that stuff. So who am I supposed to believe, you or
Well, what's a simpler explanation? What I said or magic?
magic? See,
Magic, yeah. It's less letters, so therefore it's simpler.
uh, do you have any thing that you want to actually, you know what, we don't even need that. That's ridiculous. I would feel ridiculous to actually open a research paper to show how the pyramids were built, to refute Al-Dawa's claim that we don't know how they built how the pyramids were built and all that stuff.
I will say, look, there's a documentary on YouTube called Ancient Aliens Debunked. And it's the same thing. We don't know how the pyramids were built, therefore aliens. And in that little documentary, he goes through all this nonsense. And in one part, it's on the pyramids, and he presents a very rational theory on how they were built that has been put forward by French Egyptologists. So if anyone wants to see how the pyramids were built, just go watch Ancient Aliens Debunked, and there's a whole section on it.
Yeah. You can find articles as simple as Britannica, which present very quickly while linking the available research, the credible explanations of how the Egyptians built the pyramids, and they present various explanations, and none of them includes aliens or jinns. So yeah. and nobody seriously argues today that there is no possible explanation for how the pyramids were built. The entire discussion only revolves around, we don't know for certain how exactly they built each one of them and which methods they applied for which time, but we know that there are these possibilities, and they used these techniques. These techniques are proven to have been used. Others may have been used as well. And because that is a conclusion, some idiots like this guy will say, we don't know. We have no idea.
Yeah, the debate is over which technique was employed. There are many ancient ways they could have built the pyramids. The question Egyptologists ask is, what was the exact way they used? And there's clues even left behind as to how they did it, like using various types of cutting techniques to cut out the limestone, I believe they mostly use, and ways to drag the rocks back to the actual pyramid. The debate is not over how did they do it. The debate is over which of these different methods that we know were available did they use.
Yeah. That's that. But no, we just don't know it. We don't know it. It might be jinns. Yeah, might be jinns.
Must be.
Yeah. And I just mentioned it, but here's a very quick link on Britannica. How did the Egyptians build the pyramids? And it's actually it's not that complicated at all, which is why the article here is quite short.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff people don't know, like about like the ancient ancient Egyptians. People will say like, well, the pyramids are aligned with true north. That's actually very easy to do. You put a stick in the ground during the spring equinox. You put it and you measure the shadow. and where it goes. You put a stick in the ground during the fall equinox and you measure the shadow. You're going to get the lines are going to point right at each other. You then from that point where the two shadows meet, you just go right up the middle and you get true north. So it'd be very easy for a lot of the things that are on the pyramids for the ancient Egyptians to figure out just using primitive technology.
Yeah, but am I supposed to believe you now or this guy who just counters the ridiculous allegations of aliens by saying no?
If you had to pick one, who would you go with?
Jinns, obviously. Yeah. Anyway.
Clearly, brothers and sisters, that it can be that for some odd reason, whatever it may be, that they show themselves. It can be, cannot be. We don't know. But we believe in the supernatural. We believe these phenomena. We believe in these things. And alhamdulillah, Islam has a solution even to the unseen and explanations and how to deal with it. We have our prayers that protects us.
Alhamdulillah, Islam has a solution. Well,
wait, he says something amazing here. So go back like 4 seconds and then play it to what he says. I love what he says here.
Yeah.
Believe in the supernatural. We believe these phenomena. We believe in these things. And alhamdulillah, Islam has a solution even to the unseen and explanations and how to deal with it. We have our
Hold on, keep going.
prayers that protects us. We have our adhkar that we do, our morning and evening supplication that we have to do that protects us from evil eye, black magic, physical harm, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed it. So we don't know what's
there it is. We do our prayers to protect us from the jinn, but if we get attacked, well, it was God's will anyway. It's God's will anyway. So what's the point of doing the prayers? Like if Allah wants you to be attacked by a jinn, the prayers aren't going to do anything. So why even do them? Like,
wow.
So I love it makes it completely unfalsifiable, because if someone's doing their prayers or a devout Muslim and they get possessed by a jinn, well, that was just Allah's will. So nothing you can do about it. So the prayers worked, but Allah willed it anyway. So it makes it completely unfalsifiable.
That is fantastic, isn't it? So he, first off, he's like, people see all of these, people see some creatures, people see some shadow beings and all that. They don't know. But of course, Islam has a solution. Islam tells us there are these unseen beings, and Islam also gives us the resolution of how to deal with it. We pray, we do all of these practices, and it works, unless when it doesn't. Yeah.
That's basically what he said. Yeah, it always works to keep the jinn away, except the times it doesn't keep the jinn away. So
wow,
keep
man,
that in mind.
This is great, fantastic logic here. I want to convert to Islam right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to Muslims in Tucson that say they don't really read the Quran. They have a Quran on their shelves because it keeps the jinn away, except when it doesn't. So then who knows?
Keep the jinn away. Did the mall have a discount on tonic water? Oh yeah, that might be true because of gin and tonic. The Jinns like tonic very much, which is why they they couple with tonics, the gin and tonic. They fall in love with tonic, which is why it's called gin and tonic.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe the woman that guy was talking about, her name was Tanya, and the jinn were like, "Hey, that's tonic, right?" And they got a little confused.
Yeah, and this is also, by the way, people whose name is Tony, Antonio, people like that, should be very careful. There are also gay jinns.
Yeah, Tony C. If your name is Tony and your last name starts with a C, never always say your full last name. Otherwise, the jinn are going to think you're tonic and possess you.
Yeah, this is also the whole thing, like with Tony Montana, Scarface. Like that's the whole thing behind it. Which the true reality, which they don't show you, is that there was actually a jinn possession at play.
That's what he said when he said, "Say hello to my little friend." He was actually going to introduce the jinn, and the jinn got shy, so he got angry, started shooting everything.
Good call. Bikers with Bibles said, "Hi AP and IP. I'm going to Speaker's Corner on Sunday to confront Islam. Do you want me to say something to Ali Dawar for you?"
Bring him some tonic water so he can attract some jinn and catch him in it and catch him in the bottle.
I agree completely. This is important. I don't want to add anything else to not take away from this beautiful point. So yes, please do that.
Tell him he'll be caught in the tonic water, and you can then shake him up and use them, and they'll grant you some wishes.
Yeah, and ask him if you can get some free Viagra from him. The Tater said, "John the Presbyter."
John.
I don't know if you've seen that, but there was a video of Ali Dawah talking about why Christianity is not true, and he's like, and we don't, and there's this John, and we don't know who this John is. Is it John the Presbyter? Or yeah. Anyway,
Islam has a solution even to the unseen and explanations and how to deal with it. We have our prayers that protects us. We have our adhkar that we do, our morning and evening supplication that we have to do that protects us from evil eye, black magic, physical harm, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed it. So we don't know what's exactly going on in Miami, Florida, but from what we know, people have witnessed this.
So was Muhammad not doing his prayers properly when he got, cursed by black magic?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Muhammad was kind
Total
of
sense.
lazy and sloppy with his prayers, which is why he experienced such things, and which is why sometimes the jinns also interfered and put words in his mouth and made him reveal wrong Quran verses, which is known as the satanic verses. Oh wait, additional detail. Not sure if you're aware of this, but in Islam, Satan or Shaitan is not a fallen angel. In Islam, Satan is a jinn. So he was not an angel who fell. He was created from fire and is a separate being. So this is where, in fact, the Quran contradicts itself seemingly, apparently there. Once it talks about how Allah told all the angels to bow, to prostrate, and then all the angels did so except Satan. So which seems to imply that Satan was an angel as well, but he refused. But then in other parts of the Quran, it tells the very same story again, and says that all the angels listened, but Satan did not, for he was a jinn, and it gets a little bit confusing there.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusing things in the Quran. I'm just like, what am I looking at here?
Yeah. What are you looking at there?
Well, like when it talks about the Pharaoh wanting to crucify the Pharaoh under Moses, like wanting to crucify people. It's like that didn't exist. It's like, is there like a mistranslation here or something? It's like, it's really weird.
Yeah. Rice said, and we're proud of that. You're sick. Yeah, we shouldn't skip this without.
We're proud of that.
You're sick. You're sick.
We're proud of that.
Yeah. Beautiful words always by these fantastic people. Yeah.
I want to debate these guys so bad.
Kukoponia said, you are all laughing about jinns, but trust me, one day you will all laugh more. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Bunchan said, guys, is AP lagging for you too, or is it my internet? It's probably a jinn.
It's a jinn. Come on, when something bad is happening, the first thing you go to is jinn until science can explain it. That's just the way you go.
That makes perfect sense. And a jinn Skywalker was a Palestinian. Yeah. Just like Jesus.
And then he apostatized when he became a Sith Lord.
Yeah. Adam Knight said, blue jinn is still a jinn. Are you racist? Yeah. Definitely.
So much so that people did not even record it because they were so petrified of what they saw. That's the claims. I don't know.
It all started, according to police.
I don't know. It's good that he actually said it. It's good that he actually said, I don't know. But, if I made claims about a certain thing which counters this guy's beliefs, and I said I had no chance of recording it because there was just no time for that, they would call that out immediately. Ha, sure, there was no time for it. Yeah, sure, that's why you didn't record it. But then when these guys apparently see something and they didn't have the means to record it because it was so insane, then of course, it's because it makes complete sense. No need to doubt that.
It's the conclusion they want, and the standard for, or the bar for evidence is much lower.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Recorded because they were so petrified of what they saw. That's the claims. I don't know.
It all started, according to police, with some sort of fight between juvenile groups that were armed with sticks.
My dad's a police officer in Miami, and I mean, he's even running for sheriff. And I just talked to him. He didn't say anything about that. Hey, did you have you been seeing the alien stuff? Did you see that at Bayside?
Why?
So he said, I'm not allowed to talk about it. What is your explanation to that? This clearly proves that there were aliens there.
All right, let me tell you a story. All right, once upon a time, planes hit the Twin Towers when my dad was a state trooper.
Aliens.
And people don't remember this, but there was also another plane that went down in Pennsylvania. It's called Flight 93, because that's the episode where the guy called his wife to say goodbye. Then he said, "Let's roll," and hung up. And they went and they overtook the plane. The plane crashes in a field in Pennsylvania. When that happened, my dad was called up there. He was called to help guard and secure the site so there could be a proper investigation. He was gone for weeks. Guess what? He couldn't talk about it because there was an ongoing investigation. That doesn't mean when the plane fell out of the sky, it hit Bigfoot or that aliens shot it out of the sky. Cops cannot talk about ongoing investigations, and they're not even supposed to be talking about investigations that have been completed in many cases. So this makes perfect sense for his father, who's running for sheriff too. This kid's an asshole for filming this with his father on there. But, to not be talk about it. It doesn't matter what happened. What happened is that these kids were basically shooting fireworks. It's an ongoing investigation. Minors are involved. So, of course, the cops aren't going to talk about it like that without any sort of official release or something like that, let alone over a phone call.
Lots of times, IP, when something happens, like when a terrorist attack happens, or there are news of somebody stabbing some people somewhere. Often, I go to check what's happening, like within the first minutes, and often there is a police response, which is like, we cannot say anything at this point.
Yeah.
We cannot share any information at this point. That to me clearly shows that there are supernatural forces at play, or that there are aliens or jinns. And you are saying that's not true. It's just that they can't divulge any information. Is that what you're saying here?
That's what the cops are not like they're not lead investigators. They're not like the official spokesman for the police department. They basically have to keep their mouth shut because it's their job to, protect the peace and secure information regarding these types of investigations. They just can't be like talking to reporters left and right, like about this kind of crap. But like Ali Dawah should test this. She should go to like the local courthouse and just start talking to cops. And when he's like, "Hey, so like I heard there was like a drug deal that went down. Can you talk about that?" "No, I can't." Oh, so it must have been the Jinn then that were doing the drug deal. Oh, obviously. Like cops don't get around going, "Okay, guys, listen, we can talk about any sort of ongoing investigations, rape, murder, drug deals, except when aliens are involved." Okay? Can't talk about. So, like, come on, this is ridiculous. Cops don't talk about stuff because that's their job.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Right? I still think if there's no initial information, then it must be aliens.
That's the way to go. It's aliens until we have a better explanation. Aliens is always the simplest.
Yeah. Manhal IQ, he said, "Hi, bro. I've been watching you for a while, and you say you're atheist, but you never talk trash about Christians. Are you a Christian, brother?" I'm only a secret Christian.
Secret.
Yeah.
He's a secret Christian.
I'm an atheist and a secret Christian. Yeah.
He shows up to the meetings wearing the hood.
Yeah. But don't tell anybody.
Serious? You're joking. You're joking. Did they tell you not to talk about it?
I mean, because you were slicing the pie. I'm not allowed to know about it.
What?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not allowed to know about it.
What?
Can you?
Wow, so shocking.
Oh my goodness! An actual cop running for sheriff is doing his job. Like,
well, the reason he's doing his job is because there are aliens at play.
Exactly. Anytime. One time I saw like the pull yellow the tape around a site on the road, and I was like, "Let me go up and ask the cops what's going on." And he said, "Move along, sir. This doesn't concern you." And I knew at that instant it was aliens. There was no other explanation.
You see, that's true. Unicorn 1620 said, "First time I got drunk was drinking Bombay Sapphire gin. Then it fell in love with me, and now I can't get it to leave me alone. Help." If you continue being a member of this channel, you might get the help you need.
Yeah, keep staying a member of this channel, and also just to do some rituals, maybe douse yourself in tonic water. It might actually help dispel it away.
Unless when it doesn't work,
yeah. If it doesn't work, it's because you didn't do it right. You didn't say enough prayers. So
yeah. Kenny Dematter became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Became a Vault Dweller. Became another member. Welcome to the club. This way we will grow this cult and take over the world and serve the Jinns. Chloe L said, "Say hello to my little friend." Yeah, that was a good one. Jin made me poop my pants, I swear.
Happens to us all.
Cold Star AP say Jinns have the original Bible and Jinns have the original Bible, yeah? Yeah, we don't know how it happened. Cat S said Alidawa sounds like David Wood's Quran eating goat. Did you see that yesterday? There was David has a new goat that was sent to him, which makes sounds that sound like Alidawa.
Oh, the screaming goat thing, yeah.
Yeah. Ayatollah Khamenei said false. Eyewitness testimonies are all factual in the matter of jinns. The jinns were summoned due to David Wood's feed pics. Yeah.
Oh man, again.
Yeah.
Told him to stop doing that.
Yeah. He released some very, very racy feed pics yesterday during our live stream. With which he tore a page out of the Quran to show how beautiful the Quran is, and people haven't been able to stop talking about that so far. Ansett Lee said, "I didn't bring my homework because Yehudi burned them. Not this time, Mr. Ali. A jinn stole my homework."
Always the jinn.
Yeah, the Jews or the jinns. It's like they have something with the whole.
No, they both start with J. Coincidence? I think not.
No.
Let me say whatever. So they're saying it's like a fight broke out. Why did they send so many police cars? Are you serious? You can't say any.
Damn, bro.
If you are
Damn, bro, you can't say anything. What? It's just
clearly aliens.
Bigger than aliens. It's the mother of aliens. Oh my god.
This whole incident though reminds me of a Key and Peele skit though. Like this whole mall thing.
Yeah.
I sent you yesterday. Because this is exactly what this is. It's like this is how these things happen. It's like somebody says something and everyone is like, yeah, me too, kind of thing.
Wait, what is it called again? I'm trying to find it.
It's Key and Peele, the Pegasus incident.
Oh yeah. I never
Key and
watched
Peele Pegasus.
those guys. I only watched the one guy in some movies, and I thought I don't find him funny. But when he sent me that skit yesterday, and I watched it, I actually found it quite hilarious. And it's very not sure how much of this I can show here, but
This is basically a good parallel of how the mall thing happened.
Yeah.
This is probably what happened with the mall thing. I would say the most logical explanation.
Yeah.
They told us at the station to come down here and fill time, but there's no story here.
In this neighborhood, there's always a story. Here, give me the name of a mythical creature.
I don't
trust me.
I don't know. Pegasus.
Pegasus,
Yeah.
perfect. Just roll, watch, and learn.
They can stay in my house if they want to.
Hi there, Rick
Yeah.
Nicklesby, Channel 6 News. We've had reports of a Pegasus in the area. Has anybody seen anything like that?
Yeah, man. I seen it every day. I seen it too, man. We both see that Pegasus. Yeah, I saw it with my own 2 eyes, man. That horse had a big old snake head on top of it. Ain't got no snake head, fool. Yeah, that horse had some big wings, man. Yeah. That horse had big old wings, man.
So if you want to know what happened at the Miami Mall, probably something like this.
Yeah.
Curiosity has brought out large crowds to see the alleged Pegasus in this South Lenox neighborhood.
Look, there it is. I'm gonna find it, break it, and then ride it to the Pegasus treasure.
Residents say the creature resembles this amateur sketch.
Get the f out my car. City's gotta pay for that shit too. I ain't got no coverage with no Pegasus, bitch. It would be better if that Pegasus is put down.
I tell you this, God ain't put no wings on no horse. Now see, if this was a white neighborhood, animal control would be up in here with a Pegasus trap.
That's right. They can't take our Pegasus. This is our Pegasus.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a very good skit. Basically,
This
what
was
happened-
based on a thing that actually happened, though. Like there was I think a town like Louisiana where everyone saw a leprechaun, and then everyone was like getting on board. Yeah, like to me it looked like a leprechaun, and everyone wanted to be on camera, kind of thing. And so yeah, this is actually based on a real life thing that happened.
Yeah. That's funny. I just got a notification from YouTube. Saying, heads up, we've detected video in your stream belonging to someone else. If you plan to continue, your stream may be temporarily blocked. Well, fantastic news.
Oh.
Hope it doesn't happen. But yeah, that's pretty good. So if we suddenly, if the stream is suddenly gone, guys, because of
It was the
copyright
Jinn.
issues, because of that video, it may have been an interference by the Jinns. But I will just go back live again with a new stream, and you can see it right here, updated on my channel. If it happens, so far everything looks all right.
You should be allowed to play something because we're just commenting on it. Like you can do commentary on other things. Like that's not a violation of anyone's. You just can't reproduce something original. You have to add commentary. So
yeah, and that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here right now, isn't it? Yeah.
Into this kind of stuff and you believe or you've witnessed it, Islam has a direct answer to these things, alhamdulillah, and you can look into it. Jinns, we believe in jinns in Islam. They are created of smokeless fire, and the angels are created of light, and the mankind is created of clay or earth, should we say, for that matter. And that's what I want to say. I don't know what the hell's going on. It seems a bit booky, but yes, has jinns taken over Miami or Florida? I don't know. You guys tell me who lives there. Is this a fake story? What is it? But people have seen it. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, and you have things to do to protect us that is mentioned by Allah, because Allah is the one who's created that realm and our realm, and He has given us protocols to protect ourselves. Till next time, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Isn't it so cheap and so easy to be a Muslim apologist and a dawah guy?
you can do those prayers to protect you, and they will work except when they don't work. So just keep that in mind, everyone who's worried about Jinn.
See what this guy just did. He took a story where people were stupidly, hysterically sharing some sightings of the blurry alien beings. He just took that story because it went viral and said, whoa. Let me talk about this. It's probably jinns. Probably jinns. We don't know, but it's probably jinns. And if you experience it, just pray about it, and also come to Islam, become a Muslim. That's the easy solution here. So you could have you could not know anything at all. You could be extremely dumb and have a very strange voice and make YouTube videos and do dawah and become very popular. That's basically what it is. Unrelated to al-dawah here, but yeah, you could totally do that if you had those qualities.
Welcome to dawah.
Welcome to dawah. My
Say
wife
hello
just...
to little Jinn.
My wife just posted this on Twitter. Very nice, very nice. He also had another video, by the way, where he talked about that woman that we just mentioned on the plane.
Oh, her, yeah. Oh, you mean Jinn? Let me guess. Yeah, it's always Jinn. It's not that she was on drugs or anything like that. It's Jinn.
Don't judge too quickly. Don't judge too quickly. It might not be Jinn. You never know. It might not be Jinn, but I think it is definitely. So
makes sense to me.
Yeah. Definitely
it's
is.
so fascinating that Jinn are see, I just assume they just were just the Judeo-Christian understanding of it. No, they're apparently entire different species. Interesting.
Oh my God. It's really so easy. I don't even remember the title of it, but here, look at what it's called.
She saw a Jinn on the plane. I am sick and tired of these motherfucking Jinn on this motherfucking plane.
That's what she says.
You know, the clean version is they actually had Samuel L. Jackson record about.
I know.
I am sick of these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday Friday plane.
Oh yeah, that was from what's it called? That movie, Snakes
on a Plane.
Yeah.
And she seems like there is something or some kind of a presence in that plane, and she's disturbed by it, and she wants to leave the plane. In another angle, as you can see, brothers and sisters, which we're going to watch for ourselves, the question that needs to be asked is the following: what is this? Let's watch this for
Jinn. Clearly Jinn. Leatherstrap said the Jinns are Palestinian. That is true. Like everybody else right now, the Jinns were also Palestinian. Yesterday we established, by the way, in case you don't know, you are very you like to obtain new knowledge and do lots of research. I know that about you, IP. And yesterday we uncovered here a very a very good secret, which is that the Vikings were also Palestinians. They were Palestinian Muslims, and the proof for that is, so they talk about Odin and they call him the Al Father, which sounds like Allah, and they also say Valhalla, like they fight and die for Valhalla, which sounds very much like Wallahi Allah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, and all of that. So this clearly shows that the Vikings were also Palestinian Muslims, and
Yeah, they also committed human sacrifice, according to
yeah,
Admiral Brennan. They
yeah,
also were would invade towns and burn people alive after
rape,
raping them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
I mean, I definitely, if I was a Muslim, I want the Vikings to be just like me. I mean, like, come on, absolutely. They were totally Muslims if that's the angle they want to go.
Yeah, yep, 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 yep. Everything just points in the direction. Perfect sense.
And then they converted to Christianity and civilized.
Brothers and sisters, and come back and see what is it. As Muslims, we believe in something called the jinn kind, which is also known as the one that is not seen. So brothers and sisters, inshallah, here's the video, the disturbing videos, inshallah. If you are scared of stuff like this, I recommend you not to watch it. But alhamdulillah, if you're watching it,
it's very scary. Don't watch it. Don't watch this woman. Don't watch this woman. Look at how he shows the video, by the way.
Oh, I know. You got to blur everything because men can't control themselves.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why.
He actually blurred everything here.
Yeah, yeah. She was showing shoulder.
Why is he showing her head? Her hair is uncovered.
That ear might tempt a Muslim man.
I know. I look at that ear and I can imagine lots of people around the world go, oh no, no, I'm losing control right now. I'm losing my self-control.
I'm getting the fuck off.
Look, she even shows there. You can't even see her shoulders. This is crazy.
And there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you.
This is so funny. He just played 2 instances of the F word without censoring it at all, and then suddenly he censors it here. Nothing makes sense.
Right? Ow! That mother there is not real. And you can sit on this.
And you can see it right there. Look, it's blurry. Look. Look. So you see? It's blurry. This is clear proof that there is a jinn or an alien. We don't know what it is, but this just shows that there is a jinn there.
All jinn are blurry. Yep, that's a fact.
Yeah. This is proof.
Sit on this plane and you can fly with them or not. I'm not going to.
So this clearly shows that she saw a jinn. Yeah.
Yeah. And she gets off the plane is fine. No one dies. So she was clearly crazy. So, but people still take that crap seriously. I don't get it. It's people just want to believe in sensationalist stuff. This is why we have this kind of stuff. It's oh, there's jinn at the mall. Oh, there's jinn on the plane. Oh, there's jinn in there's a jinn in my boots. This kind of stuff. It's everywhere.
There's a jinn in my head. Immortal 17 said everybody started to stutter when the time came to actually record. This is the power of Allah, and we. Yeah. And then,
see?
And Mohammed Hijab came in and he was like,
Why stuttering?
Yeah, that's what he said. yeah. And anybody who denies this, he says immediately,
He's being more slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop.
Yeah. Arabic translated meme said, I got threatened by Mu'mins that they'll summon jinns and give me a heart attack and hurt my family. I said, go ahead. 5 years on, nothing. Alhamdulillah. Allah. Well,
it's coming. It's going to work. You just got to wait.
You might turn 85 and die peacefully in your bed, and that will be proof that it actually worked.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Ayatollah Khamenei said, jinns existed. I once kissed a jinn who was disguised as a man. He disguised himself as a pretty lady and fooled me.
He fooled me 7 times.
I'm completely heterosexual. Spacebar said, I want to shout out, I just wanted to shout out IP. Your video on depression was so spot on for me, and I appreciate your content, AP. Didn't know anything about Islam before I found your channel.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that video helped you. That's what I did on dealing with depression.
Thank you. It probably didn't help, but they're just telling you that it was helpful just to...
No, the jinn are telling them.
Yeah. Yeah. Giovanni Garcia said, "Hey, AP and IP. Even though I am a staunch Woody, I am here." Yeah.
The hell
Woody.
is a staunch Woody? I mean, I know what it is. Is there some other term for it? I'm confused. Like, 'cause he says, "I am a staunch Woody."
We were chatting about how we should create a name for our common shared community, and we were talking about apostate Woodies, apostate Wood.
I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Arabic translated meme said, "In my teens, my friend's father caught having a wank, and he panicked and claimed he had been possessed by the jinn who loves him. His father believed him." That's funny. That's funny.
What? Man, if I would have known this would have worked as a kid, I could have got away with so much stuff.
I have to tell you,
No.
it's insane the amount of nonsense that you hear in the Muslim community about jinns. Everyone who grows up in a Muslim environment is exposed for years to all kinds of jinn stories, all kinds of, "Oh, I encountered a jinn. It happened here and there, and I tried to do this and that, and then this jinn appeared in front of me and stopped me. And if that jinn hadn't stopped me, I would have achieved this and that." And you hear this stuff everywhere, and it's like it's common to just tell jinn stories, or to hear jinn stories and to relate them to somebody else. It's actually very rare that somebody says, "I personally experienced and saw it here and there." It's often, "I heard that this guy saw a jinn." But there are some people who will actually say, "I encountered a jinn and this and that happened." But it's just so common and it's stupid.
Yeah, it's for those kind of things. It's until you actually see it. It's, you know, a lot of people. My methodology on this is like, look, is there a reason you're telling me this that could benefit you? Yeah, you get fame, notoriety. Okay. Or is anyone going to throw you in prison or persecute you for telling jinn stories? No, you're doing it because you want to get fame or attention. So, like, the most logical explanation is going to be that, until it's not. And yeah, like, show me some better proof this time. Like, if someone was in, like, maybe in like a culture where it's like, if you tell jinn stories, we're going to, you know, kill you or, you know, kick you out of the country, and people were still telling jinn stories, I might look another way. But in today's world, people are just doing it for attention.
And that is always the best reason to do something in the world. Oops, I just opened the video. I remember that I made a video on this thing about the jinns, and it just says "got kids" here.
They take kids?
Yeah,
Is that just like, did like some Muslim, you know, guy come up with that to explain to his wife why the kids just are missing? No, I didn't sell them. The jinn took them.
And Muhammad said it. Muhammad said that jinns come at night and they snatch kids. So maybe he himself was abducting kids, and, you know, because he was into kids, so you never know. Maybe he himself was abducting kids and doing things to them, and then he explained it away by saying jinns come and snatch them.
That's creepy as hell. Like a culture, like, if you're perpetuating that myth, I mean, like, you could just get away with getting whatever you want, just blame jinn, and people are going to believe you. That's insane.
You sound very Islamophobic right now. I would be careful.
I sure am.
This is a new video made by another passenger who was on the flight the woman on the plane was on, who became distraught when she realized she was supposedly sitting next to a shapeshifter.
Supposedly.
Seriously, Muslims, Muslim apologists, Muslim YouTubers, Muslim whatever you are, why in the world you put a video on here to talk about the video, and then you blur half the video? It's just incredibly stupid to do this.
Yeah, and like, you know, you go on TikTok, I saw a bunch of Christians doing the same stuff, and I told them, like, stop, this is nonsense. This is not, let's stop just getting on any sort of sensationalist nonsense and running wild with it. We gotta take things slow. Look, it's what did Carl Sagan say? It's not aliens until it's aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
So until that happens, and we know for a fact it is, it's not.
Yeah.
Getting so weird.
I want to compare the videos.
I did not see anything.
Plane. Stop the plane.
This is what Aldawa blurred.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's
Oh
a
my
reason
goodness.
why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they can
This is making me lose control right now. This is too sexual.
not believe
Calm
it.
yourself.
I don't give two
Yeah, you can see the shape of her breasts, and this is just.
Oh man.
This is very, very
But I
bad.
am telling you right now, that
I don't know why they didn't blur her voice. That doesn't make any sense. But why why they didn't censor her voice and turn it into a masculine voice? Because her voice might also be like sexually arousing to Muslims. Yeah.
back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane.
Yeah, they will hear her voice, and they will be like, "Oh no, I was really trying to stop masturbating, but now here we go again."
No, not again.
By the way, there is some footage here.
What?
I mean, I did not see anything.
What?
I mean, I think y'all knew that.
Okay.
I honestly had no idea.
Yeah.
You said you did.
No, I did not. The
Those
media.
You said this mother is not
I
real.
said that mother
It's not real.
These or
Okay.
like
Apologies.
yeah. So I got in a bit of an altercation. It spiraled out of control. It was not my best moment.
Mm.
I mean, it's actually a horrible moment. It's absolutely mortifying. So
Everyone has
mortifying.
bad moments on planes.
Yeah, but mine, 450 million plus people have seen it.
Yep.
Like
It's that
it's
many?
pretty.
Jesus.
That's pretty bad, isn't it? You're having this very terrible. She was also a little bit drunk, I think, and
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah,
this
people
then
just-
this becomes a viral video all around the world.
That she saw a shapeshifter, and people started claiming credit on TikTok. Like the guy mentioned, he claimed he was the shapeshifter. Exploded in views. People thought it was really him. Started getting stalked. No, he just lied to get attention. It's like this is what people do all the time. It's someone says something, media takes it out of context. People run wild with it. People start claiming credit, like they saw a Pegasus. Yeah, me too, because they want to get on the bandwagon, and this is why we get people claiming there were 10-foot shapeshifters at the mall in Miami.
Yeah. White Lily said she was possessed by a jinn on the plane. That might be a possible explanation. As she
There's
asked
a whole
for jinn on
conspiracy.
the plane. Yeah.
There's a whole conspiracy that this lady is not actually the woman on the plane. That she's
I know.
been
I saw that too.
replaced. Yeah,
I saw, like the CIA came in to grab the real woman and replace her with a double to go out and calm the public down, because the real knowledge that she actually saw lizard people may not be exposed to the public, because this is a big state secret right now. Yeah, she probably drank gin on the plane, and then this happened. Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank God people don't think it's me though.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
That's a good point.
she's lucky. That messed up.
Oh boy, that's funny. I didn't even see that footage. I'm just seeing that now. Yep.
Off the plane.
From physical Quran in our, as you can see, and before we go into the footage, brothers and sisters, wallahi, every single one of us should have Quran in our lives. Every single one of us should have Quran in our lives. Quran is a shifa, is a cure. It protects you.
As you can see, everyone should have a Quran.
It protects you, except when it doesn't.
Yeah. But as you can clearly see from the video, everyone should have a Quran. Yeah.
From physical and spiritual harms, whatever it may be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it. How many times I come here and talk about the app, Qurani app? Get the habit of building, brothers and sisters.
Really, man? Are you kidding me? He really used this moment to just promote the Quran app here.
Look,
wow.
I have been approached by sponsors before, and this is exactly why I tell them no. It's like in the middle of trying to explain something in the Bible. By the way, this brought to you by Wallets. Hey, everyone! Like, man.
Man. And here in this passage, it talks about the weakness of your faith. Speaking of weakness, I have a Viagra product which will make you feel strong again when you want to please a sister.
One of yours. When you want to please your secret wife that you lied to about to your other wife, Use the Viagra.
Brothers and sisters, if you want to please another sister, you can take this Viagra product. It works.
The habit of reading the Quran. It is an app that subhanAllah changes.
Shut up, man.
The description is in the link below. Download the Qurani app. Coming back to this video, what is the jinn kind? We know from the Quran and the Sunnah.
Okay, this is just so poor. I mean, if we go further into this, it's just like beating a child.
Everything jinn. Like it's something happened. Jinn. It's always jinn. No, that's explanation. Can't be jinn. It's either jinn or demons or aliens, depending on which group you're in. If you're Christians, demons.
No, you're making a mistake there, IP. It might be, and I would say I would explain it with your lack of familiarity with Muslim culture, but it is not that. It is Jews or jinns.
Jews or jinn. Yes, the Jew-jins.
It's the Jews.
Jew-jins.
When something happens somewhere, it's like, okay, it must be the Jews or the jinns. Which one is it? We don't
That's
know.
why they were building the tunnels. They were communicating with the jinn down there.
Yeah, it's either the Jews or the jinns. It's one of these two. There is no possible explanation to this except Jews or jinns. That's it.
Man, if I ever got caught building a tunnel, I'm gonna be like, it was the Jews and the jinn. They put me down here, and the Muslims will be like, he's right.
That's what the Jews should be doing. Like those New York Haredi Jewish community that was found to build a tunnel for completely unrelated reasons for their community and their worship. That went viral, and now people are saying, "Oh, look! This shows they're building an underground tunnel in New York to take over America and kidnap children and use them for different purposes." Those guys should just say, hey, no. We built these tunnels because the jinns made us do it. That would have solved everything quickly.
It would have. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ayatollah Khamenei said, average virgin scientist, pyramids were built with pulleys and versus Chad gin enjoyer. Sexy magic.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
I want some sexy gin magic going on.
Brigham Young.
Peace be upon him.
Peace be upon him said, AP, I called you ape last night because of your support for Israel. Secret Jews, and we know what the Quran says about Jews. Hey, IP, man.
I like your long
nice.
thing. I like
That's
your
very
big
nice.
long like thing he says. He's like, oh, hey, how you? How you doing? To me.
Brigham Young, you probably just made that up to explain why you called me ape yesterday. I will not forget. I will not forget. Mr. Far 007 said the Jinn are Edward and Jacob from Twilight. Yeah.
I knew it. Makes sense. That's why they're shapeshifters.
Yeah. Eric Knopkine said, whatever the technique was, the maker of the pyramids has used an enormous amount of labor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which proves it was jinns. Money made a super chat. Thank you. Giovanni Garcia made a super chat. Said a jinn killed Bin Laden and did Pearl Harbor. This is true. The Japanese didn't want to do it, but the jinns did it. And is it a coincidence? Both start with J. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anything that starts with J must be a jinn.
Or a Jew. Yeah. Eric Knopkine said, "Oh, Ridwan stopped being the apostate prophet again and became shaky booty." Oh yeah, that's yeah. Shaky booty. Bender, Islam has a dumb answer for everything to stop people from thinking. No, it's to make everyone see the truth of jinns. Human Kirk said, how is belief in jinns not polytheism? Oh, this is actually a very funny point here. A very funny point. In the past, in pre-Islamic Arabia, and you can see this in certain hadith and Muslim sources. So, I talked about how the people back then believed in jinns as these fire beings that roam the desert and all of that, and later Islam adopted this. The issue with all of this is that in pre-Islamic Arabia, the polytheists did not just believe that there are these creepy jinn beings that are like you and me. They also believed that that jinns become gods, or that jinns become divine beings, and that some of the beings that they worship are jinns. And there is indeed an Islamic perspective on how the polytheists were actively worshipping some of the jinns who were actual jinns, but they confused them for gods, for deities, which is a very funny thing, because it's just what that brings to mind in me is how can you blame them for worshipping these magical beings which just pretend to be to be deities when they act like that, and they don't know better. But this is actually the Muslim idea that those people believed in jinns and in jinn deities, in divine beings, and that some of the jinns were pretending to be divine beings. There is indeed a story of Muhammad sending one of his loyal fighters to kill one of the goddesses that were worshipped by the pre-Islamic Arab polytheists, and it turns out that that goddess was actually a jinn, and that follower of Muhammad found that jinn and killed the jinn, which appeared in the form of a naked woman. So, according to the story, what he actually did was to go to the temple and find the naked woman and kill her. So,
yeah, it sounds about right. But I mean, the whole category of polytheism and versus monotheism is stupid. These are incredibly hard to define. Like, polytheism is belief in many gods.
mhm.
Okay, so then, like, just about what it define God? I mean, is it a spiritual being? Is it the creator? Because you could go look at ancient polytheists themselves, and they could sound very monotheistic in how they talk, because they might believe in multiple spiritual beings, but they were only monolatrous towards one deity. A lot of modern scholars have just said the whole paradigm between monotheism and polytheism is stupid. They don't really define actual religions. There's no such thing as a monotheistic religion, because every religion believes in multiple spiritual beings, and even polytheists could be very monolatristic in how they would worship. So, I mean, these are just dumb categories.
Yeah. Makes sense. This event, by the way, which I described, is known as Expedition of Khalid ibn Walid. I wanted to bring a better source. Maybe I should make a video on this whole issue, but you can find a Wikipedia article about this as well, which is called the Expedition of Khalid ibn Walid, where he was sent to destroy the image of the goddess Al-Uzza, which was worshipped by polytheists, and he did it successfully. So, yeah, let's see what this says, actually. Muhammad began to dispatch expeditions on errands aiming at eliminating the last symbols reminiscent of pre-Islamic practices. This is very interestingly put. What Muhammad actually did was, after conquering Mecca, he sent his armies to destroy all the temples belonging to the polytheists, belonging to the pre-Islamic pagans. But of course, this is completely justifiable. But if you did the same thing to Islam, of course, and destroyed Islamic symbols, that would be outrageous, unacceptable. He sent, yeah.
When you after that, I put a private something in the private chat. This is clearly a jinn cut on camera.
It is.
Oh man, yes, it's not. It may look like a guy shaking a staff in the corner, but it's clearly a jinn. There's no other way to explain this.
Oh no.
Oh yes, look at this.
تعالي هون كيف تاكلي هون وكيف
Shaking a stick. He's shaking it. That's a jinn shaking that stick.
أعوذ بالله.
Oh gosh, look at this stick. Ah! Oh god! Oh no! Not the stick.
This is proof. This is
Proof of a
proof.
jinn.
This is so ridiculous. This video has 30,000 likes.
Wait, these people are like, we got a camera. All right, hey, Phil, put on the burqa and go shake a stick in the corner. We'll say it's a jinn. Go viral.
You could literally, you could do this yourself. You could do this at home.
How to make your own gin at home, everyone.
You could do this very thing at home.
That's a great video. How to make gin at home. Drunks are going to click on that thinking you're giving them gin recipes, and they're going to get this.
Man, this is amazing. Amazing. I made a video a while ago about jinns, where I responded to people reacting to true sightings of jinns. And what's so funny is that apparently those sightings, scariest pieces of jinn footage ever recorded, you will see dumb things like this one, where in a
Real jinn
in a store
takeover is more akin to demonic possession. That is a very.
Some woman makes moves and something falls down from the shelves, which turned out to be a hoax. Then you have this footage here. Look at this.
Shape-shifting Jinn.
Oh,
Now, this is
blurry
real.
again.
The quality is poor, and it was caught
What a coincidence. The quality is always poor for some reason.
Always.
on a security camera, and from that was filmed onto a mobile phone. My first thoughts were it looks like a small child crawling around. But what would a child be doing crawling around the streets in the early
It could be a drug addict.
Like, look.
The funny thing is, he says, why would a child be crawling out in the
Filmed
street?
onto a
My thought in response to this is, why would a jinn be crawling around outside? why is that reasonable? You know, why do you have doubts about why anyone or a child would be crawling outside there? This looks to me like a drunk guy. But then my question is, okay, if that is all strange, why in the world do you think it's normal for a jinn to be crawling out here visibly? But this is what people consider proof of jinns. Some person crawling out there. This is how insane things are. Yeah.
Just gonna start blaming all my problems on the jinn from now on. And when people doubt me, I'm gonna show them that lady shaking the stick in the cave, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I guess you were right. There it is."
This whole talk about jinns reminds me of this game that I used to play as a kid, which is Tekken.
Rum Jinny?
You probably know this. No, Tekken is a fighting game, and there's a character called Jinn. Human Critic said, "How is belief in jinns and the polytheism?" Yes. I think the guy writing the Quran was confused. You think? You think?
Maybe a little. Maybe a little.
Yeah, it was actually Muhammad was supposedly revealing the Quran to his buddies, and the buddies were then writing it down and eventually compiled it. But they obviously got very confused. Yeah.
Jinza.
Winnie the Pooh, 50% of Zayagra discount code Jinns. Yeah.
Hey, if you're being Ali Dawo's next ad, can you just be like, "Listen, if the jinn are following you around because you're so attractive and you really need to help them out, Zayagra, here for all your jinn romantic needs."
Man. Oh, the police, by the way, made a statement about this whole incident.
Yeah, they said it was nothing, but they're being paid now by the CIA, so you can't trust them.
For some reason, I can't hear it.
Marketplace. What happened was there was about 50 or more juveniles that were shooting fireworks at people. There was also some looting going on. So officers that were on that scene were having a little bit of trouble containing it. So they called what is called
Fire. He's a jinn. He's a jinn.
Why did the police add this creepy music in the
which every officer in the city responded. That's why you saw so much police presence for that call to contain that crowd. Now,
is the police trolling people? Why did they put the music there?
They're totally trolling. They're totally trolling. Yeah, love it.
There is now video going viral of 8 to 10 foot aliens walking around on the Bayside. It's actually just a person walking with a shadow. So I can.
A person walking with a shadow is clear proof that there was a jinn. So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Everyone thinks these are aliens when it's clearly jinn. I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah.
When I served,
I served too.
Well, by now, you've probably seen this. The video is on your social media feed. Teens spreading panic at Bayside Marketplace. Groups fighting, lighting fireworks, and damaging stores. Amanda Placencia is
those are jinn.
It's clearly jinn. They are just trying to show it as people, as youth, but this is clearly jinn.
New Year's Day.
Video. More jinn.
See, why are there police vehicles? Why are there police cars? Jinns.
Is those police cars or are they jinn?
They're jinn.
Social media Monday night showed dozens of police officers swarming the area.
No, it's jinn, not police officers. Wait.
They were entering blocks until the all clear was given. We are not reporting their names because they are minors, but 4 teens between the ages of 4.
See, they're not reporting their names because it's jinn. It's jinn. You see.
14 and 16 years old were arrested during the mayhem. Now that it's calm a day later, tourists and those who live in South Florida weighed in on what happened.
A little bit worried about the security in the area.
Okay, I don't know. I don't need to hear more. It's definitely jinns, which is why they're not telling us everything. And even if they are telling us, I don't want to listen to it because I know it's jinns.
Is it always aliens or jinn or demons? Yeah. It's just like, can we all calm down?
I don't know what this is, but there is an article saying apparently because Elon Musk retweeted something which was a conspiracy theory. Uh, it says Egypt tells Elon Musk its pyramids were not built by aliens.
I'm pretty sure he was trolling when he did that, but yeah. In this article, he goes, "No, Elon, it wasn't aliens. It was the jinn."
Yeah, they're proving it was the Jinns. That's why Egypt is a Muslim country. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so IP, your conclusion about this is, I would think that it was indeed Jinns.
Well, I'm not going to say it was jinn, but it was probably jinn.
Yeah, it was probably true. Arabic translated meme said, "Jinns, come here, take our jobs, and take our women." Jinns and Jews are Muslims' excuse for everything. Yeah, that sounds very Islamophobic of you to say.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah, non-profit organization made a super chat. Nice. Hexitas Quiditas said, "Most Allah does kind of sound like Loki sometimes." Yeah, the mischievous Loki. That's what Allah is. He also calls himself the greatest, the best of deceivers, which is no coincidence, and it just shows that he's like Loki.
Yeah,
like Loki.
that's why he made it appear that Jesus died on the cross. He was
Yeah.
deceiving. By the way, I got a debate. I'm debating on February 2nd. I'll be on Modern Day Debate debating an Ahmadi on if Jesus died by crucifixion.
Oh, that's interesting. When is that? You said
February 2nd.
February 2nd. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, he's I think Ahmadis have a better approach than the traditional Sunni approach, but there's a lot of problems there, so we'll be talking about it.
They're usually more peaceful too, compared to the others, which is, of course, a very low bar. But yeah, that's right. I also have a debate next week with famous pedophilia activists, Daniel the Kikachu, about Israel and Hamas. So that's gonna happen. It's gonna be good.
God, it's gonna be. I'm gonna tune in for that. I can't miss that. But man, what is he gonna say? Everything's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't want to give too much away, but just going through his Twitter account right now will give you a good insight of what he thinks is to be blamed on Israel and Jews. And he specifically demanded that we debate about religion, about Judaism and Islam. When you go on his Twitter page, you can see for yourself what he thinks is to be blamed on Judaism. So I'm expecting some good stuff out of that debate.
It's going to be hilarious.
Hunting Shark said, "Can we make a sports chant accusing Muslims of being child touchers? Hopefully guilt by association will get some to question their warmonger prophet." No, it's very Islamophobic.
Very Islamophobic. How dare you, sir?
Yeah, how dare you? John Rowland said, "Hey, AP, I still laugh at David Wood singing Imagine. It was the funniest. Have you heard that Denmark has introduced a law against Quran burning?" It's him singing Imagine. I remember that there was something funny. I forgot what it was, though. There's too many funny moments with David. Have you heard that Denmark has introduced a law against Quran burning? I heard. It's a bit vague, and some people are already defying it. But maybe we should talk about that specifically sometime. Yeah. You haven't heard it? Yeah.
Nah.
Kenny Demeter said, "Is there a difference between jinns and jinn, like in fantasy games?" No, they're based on the very same mythology, the jinns, Arab mythology. That's what it comes from.
Where does the term genie come from? Is that like a type of jinn then?
It's just the very same thing. It's just a westernized form of it, I think. It's genie. That's pretty much it, I would say. Let's say genie etymology 1650s, spirit from French génie, from Latin genius, used in French translation of Arabian Night to render Arabic jinni, singular of jinn, which accidentally resembled, and attested in English in the sense. Wow.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's some funny etymology there. Jens Philip Höhmann said, "Maybe it's aliens having drunken jinn who built all." That makes sense. Makes sense.
There we go. Now it's all coming together.
Yeah. Uzair Jibril said, in Rabbinic Judaism, there are shadim that could be like jinns. There is an opinion that it was an early understanding of bacteria diseases. Huh.
Yeah, so there's like one place I believe in like Deuteronomy 32 that mentions like Shadaim. I don't remember how to pronounce it. And there's debate over what the earliest beliefs were among the Israelites with regards to like daemons type figures, where they fall into that, because it's not really discussed that much in the Hebrew Bible. In fact, in the Hebrew Bible, the word Satan doesn't really refer to Satan himself. It's just like it means adversary. So sometimes you'll just see adversary in the actual Hebraic word is Satan. I would even argue that I don't even think Satan is in the book of Job, because that's just referring to the adversary. So if it is the Satan, it's not referring to Satan as a proper name. It's just referring to the adversary itself. So there's a lot of debate about that. And then you don't really get a more formal understanding until New Testament theology.
Yeah. By the way, since we're doing a whole war with Yemen right now, I want to point out that Yemen has some very interesting takes on children as well.
I'm sure they do.
Very, very, very interesting to look at. In Yemen, 9% of marriages are done before the age of 15.
Wow.
Yemen is home to 4 million child brides. Of these, 1.4 million married before age 15, which is, of course, all the fault of the West and of Israel.
Here's what I don't understand. If child marriage is so good as like, Pikachu claims, why is it only 9%? I mean, shouldn't like this Muslim country dominated by the Houthis be doing it more often? Why are people just naturally at large waiting for much later?
It's because of the evil West.
Evil West, yes, and it totally was. It totally wasn't happening in the Roman Empire and ancient Palestine and medieval Europe when they were also waiting till late teens. Why? That was the evil West and their time travel powers.
It was liberalism. It was liberalism that destroyed everything.
Even the Yemenis.
Ex-Muslim testimony said, now in the Alidawa web shop, the Rasulullah Viagra. Giovanni Castillo said, there's a jinn in my ales.
Again?
Hades XY said, oh yes, of course, the current spike of missing children and stolen goods is because of jinns. That caravan robber just moved here told us. Yeah.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Non-profit organizations said, are you saying Aladdin is fake? Liars. No, we just established that Aladdin is a true documentary.
It's a true documentary about the Jinn world that was going on in the Jinn world. Everyone knows this.
Yeah. It's based on a true story. Cold Star said, IP, are there any good demons, jinns in the Bible?
No. So the biblical understanding, especially New Testament theology, is that you have like the satanic rebellion. He takes 1/3 of the angels, and then they're sort of cast down to Sheol or Earth, depending on which theologian. There's debate about that. And they're all evil. Like they're not another race. They're the term we would call fallen angels, or angels that tempt to try to lure you away. They're not some sort of like special race. And so it's completely different then. There's nothing about this in the Bible, about jinns, that is.
I just thought of making a new title for this live stream and call it Jinns Are Fighting America. Muslim preacher exposes the truth. So
they're taking over the malls.
Marquis Dena said, a community not letting black hoodlums destroy their city has become so foreign to most Americans that aliens are more believable. Keep it up, Miami. Huh. Yeah, I would put it differently here, but yeah. Sir Dr. Whitemeat said, on the stream, IP on AP.
I'll have you know, sir, I am to the left of him. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nutters, hey Nutters, what's up? Said, AP, why don't you take a jinn test like in the movie The Thing? That's what that's movie really all about, the jinns.
Is that movie about the Antarctica creature?
I think so. I watched that so long ago, wasn't it? There was also a game. I think.
Man, I'm gonna. Yeah. All this talk about gin. I want to have gin and tonic for lunch now. This is like.
You know, I tried it once or twice, and I found it disgusting, and I don't know. I don't understand because of tonic water. It just tastes horrible to me. I don't understand why people drink it. Giovanni Garcia said, "Jinn keep coming into my room at night and peeing in my bed."
Yeah, I hate when the Jinn do that.
Giovanni Garcia, I would die if the camera switched back to Ali right after the blurred clip, and he's just quickly trying to cover up and pretend like he wasn't rubbing one out.
Self-control, people. Self-control.
Love thy neighbor said, because of women like her, the rest get a bad rap. Yeah, you mean the one who the Jinn fell in love with, or the one who was on the plane?
I think he's talking about the plane.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Jinn on the plane, lady.
Jinn on the plane. Jim Morrison, the Lizard King. Yeah. AP, you're an atheist or secretly a Pythagorean? I am.
Pythagorean.
Yeah, Pythagorean. That's why you say it. I'm actually secretly a follower of some other guy. Who was that other guy who created his own cult? Wasn't that him?
Jim Jones?
No. Didn't Pythagoras, or who was that? One of those thinkers who claimed to be basically God, and
well, you got Pythagoras. I mean, you got Socrates.
Did he make any such claims of divinity or of being one of those well-known philosophers? I don't know.
Can't remember off the top of my head. It wasn't one of those guys, though.
Trying to remember, built basically a cult around himself, which didn't become the focus of why they were remembered, but yeah. Only Goat said, "Hey, RP, would you like to know the special today?" 5 extra hoof picks just for you. IP doesn't probably missing the joke here, but we started this whole Only Goats thing when we were talking about various things. Hunting Shark said, when something happens, they blame us Jews. Muslims are too stupid to do anything without us. Also, please accept my shekels. This is very Islamophobic. Please abstain from making such Islamophobic comments, but thank you for the shekels nevertheless. Panther of the Lake said, who is this angry looking man? Has a Jinn possessed David Wood?
I am a David Wood, but possessed by a Jinn. That's what's going on.
Because David Wood was too good looking, so the Jinns came and possessed him, and now he's here.
Took all his good looks. I ate them all.
Ansett Lee, I just recall in Chinese history, there's really dynasties called Jin. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I think that is right.
As I think it was the Israelians. Israelians. Giovanni Garcia, Jin killed Epstein. Yeah. Because nobody knows what actually happened. That where it was
had to be Jinn.
Camera wasn't working, which just proves it was Jinn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Grays 174 top Jinn.
Top Jinn.
72 space virgins.
Virgins. Maybe that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna get virgins.
Yeah. It makes sense because Muhammad said that that their skin they will have transparent skin. And they will be special creations. They will have very fair boobs, and they will be virgins, and they will have skin that is so white that it is transparent, and you can see their bone marrows, which is very strange. A very strange thing to promise to 7th century Arabians, but yeah. Opal Ian said, why not have a glass of gin and apple juice?
That's racist.
Having Naz the Alternate made a super chat. Thank you so much. But I don't think that's you. That's that woman from The Office. Grace 174. IP, can you prove that the sour wine Jesus drank wasn't secret medicine that Pilate gave to help him not die on the cross? I read that in an Ahmadi commentary. I don't know if that's the official position. Really? You actually read that?
I don't think that's from when I say the official position. And there's way too many problems with that, which I'll cover in the debate. But no, that just did not happen. There's no other way around that. There is no evidence that is what happened.
But do you have proof that it wasn't the case?
No, it was clearly a Jinn that gave him the sour wine.
See? You don't have proof, therefore it was the Jinns. Xenophanes of Colophon. Really?
Huh?
That's who I was talking about. I don't know if that's true. So somebody added saying that I might be talking about that guy as the one who built a cult around himself. Yeah, I don't really remember. I don't really remember who that was. Yes. See, IP is sleepy. He's yawning. It's because of the Jinns.
The Jinn are getting me. It's lunchtime.
Havin said, "I'm just gonna read a few super chats and I'm gonna go. If you want to,
I'll be on my channel in like 40 minutes because I got a video premiering.
Oh, okay. I actually have only like 5 super chats to read, and then we can leave. If you want to stick, yeah. Banner said Muhammad went alone, caught 2 jinns, but let them go. No one else saw them. What more proof do you need to believe they exist? There is a hadith which says that Muhammad saw a devil and wanted to tie him to the pole so that everyone could see it, but then he just let him go. Very convenient. Grays 174, the jinns crucified Jesus in the lower heavens.
That's what the mythicists will try to claim that early Christians believe, which is nonsense.
Yeah. Havin said, my teacher once told me that if a jinn sees us taking a shower with hot water, he might fall in love with us.
Oh, man. If anyone out there is lonely and you really want some attention, start taking some showers, maybe putting a little makeup. If you're an incel and you want a jinn lover, here's how you do it.
Well, you need to when you're in the shower, you need to make sexy moves and start singing in a very alluring way, and then the jinn will come.
That's how it works. Yes.
Yeah. Jens Philip Herman said, MM get 72 virgins, get MW 72 chads then. Yeah. Yeah. Muslim women get 72 chads. That's true. Farfur said, they IP on each other. That's what they do. Yeah. Yeah.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
Wait, okay, I messed it up here once again.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
Yeah.
IP. Nice.
That's what the jinns do.
This man has real problems.
Brother, I have doubts. You're sitting there watching Netflix. What kind of Muslim are you? Imbecile. Lose faith. I tell you, lose faith. It's better for you.
Okay. IP, anything you want to add before we leave and ride into the sunset?
Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, if there's no logical explanation, immediately you think it's something supernatural.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can do.
As Farid pointed out, when I talked about where the sun goes at night, according to Muhammad, if you can't properly explain it, then
it is a metaphysical matter.
Yeah. There you have it. This is the wonderful Islamic response. All right. And with that said, have a fantastic day, everybody. Thank you for joining. I will be live again with David Wood tonight, and RP will have a video premiering on his channel in about an hour. Thanks for joining, and I will also debate General Kikiju next week, and I will also be live again on Saturday. And until then, stay away from child marriage. Stay away from jinns because they're very dangerous. They may fall in love with you and then sexually approach you. And also,
stay away from Islam.
Yeah.